This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. A man convicted of killing his girlfriend, her mother, and a man he claimed owed him money has been put to death in Florida. Curtis Wyndham received a lethal injection yesterday evening at Florida State Prison near Stark. It was a record 11th execution in Florida this year and the 30th in the U.S. In a statement, Floridians for Alternatives to the Death Penalty wrote, "Tonight, we, the people of the state of Florida, executed Curtis Wyndham. His execution marks perhaps one of the lowest points in Florida's death penalty history. We executed him tonight over the opposition of his victims. We executed him to silence other people on death row who dare to call out Florida's death penalty for what it is, arbitrary, cruel, and racist." A 12th execution is scheduled to be carried out in Florida on September 17th. Another politician has been appointed president of a state college in Florida. Republican State Representative John Temple, a veteran educator and political ally of Governor DeSantis, was selected yesterday to become president of Lake Sumter State College. The Board of Trustees unanimously backed Temple, who joins a long list of former GOP lawmakers heading state universities in Florida. Apollo Beach residents are fighting to save a 20-year-old post office in their neighborhood that's slated to close. WMNF's Chris Young reports Congressmember Kathy Castor joined them this week in a rally to preserve the post office.
Charma Owens has lived in Apollo Beach for over 4 decades.
I certainly hope that the Postal Service hears us and understands that we are a growing community.
She was one of over 2,000 neighbors who signed a petition to keep the post office, which has been run by the same woman for 20 years, open. Castor sent a letter to Postmaster General David Steiner asking for the reasoning behind the potential closure. She says the next closest post office in Ruskin has been closed for nearly a year due to Hurricane Helene, and the lack of a neighborhood post office will cause strain on those in surrounding cities.
You know, you shouldn't have to travel 6 miles away to get your stamps and mail a letter.
The United States Postal Service plans to close the facility on September 30th. Chris Young, WMNF News.
A U.S. district judge has refused to pause her order requiring state and federal officials to wind down operations at a migrant detention center in the Everglades. The judge issued a preliminary injunction last week in a lawsuit filed by environmental groups and the Miccosukee tribe. She found that state and federal officials failed to comply with a federal law requiring an environmental impact study be conducted before the remote facility was constructed. The administrations of Governor Ron DeSantis and President Trump asked the judge to put her preliminary injunction on hold while appeals of her decision play out. In an order issued Wednesday, the judge said the state and federal defendants' arguments seeking a stay of her order do not establish a strong showing of likelihood of success on the merits of their appeal over the detention center that the state calls Alligator Alcatraz. A high-ranking Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputy announced his resignation last month, but the Tampa Bay Times reports that it came after the agency opened an inquiry into an accusation that someone helped complete his coursework for a respected FBI training program. A weather system is approaching the state, and with it comes implications for the Labor Day weekend. Meteorologist Megan Borowski from the Florida Public Radio Emergency Network tells us what that means.
We actually had a bit of dry air seep into the northern half of the state earlier in the week, which put a temporary lid on rain chances. But unfortunately, winds are shifting and a humid air mass will be streaming overhead from the Gulf over the next few days. And additionally, a trough of low pressure will be hanging nearby. So with the dynamics along the trough and the humid air mass overhead, the stage will be set for numerous storms to develop each afternoon and evening. No, the weekend won't be a total washout, but each day during the afternoon and evening hours, especially Saturday and Sunday, be prepared for outdoor plans to be impacted by potentially heavy rainfall.
Borowski says the chance for enhanced rainfall will linger through the middle of next week before another brief pocket of dry air should arrive. She reminds us to stay safe while celebrating Labor this weekend. When thunderstorms approach, head inside and never drive through flooded roadways. There's a slight chance of a rain shower today with highs in the low 90s. Partly cloudy tonight with overnight lows in the mid 70s. Tomorrow, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible with highs near 90. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.